The Eastern Gate, also known as the Golden Gate or the Mercy Gate, is the oldest and most famous gate in Jerusalem. This eighth gate, which remains closed until the arrival of the King of Glory, has a significant role in religious prophecy. It is said that the Messiah will come through this gate from the Mount of Olives. Jerusalem, with its centuries-old religious sites, holds the Eastern Gate in high regard. Traditionally sealed, this gate's sudden opening has sparked intrigue among religious scholars. According to biblical prophecy, the gate should remain shut until Jesus returns, making its recent opening particularly noteworthy. This gate's significance spans Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, leading many to question whether its opening was a human act or a divine one. What implications does this have for the world? Recently, the Eastern Gate reopened for the first time since 2019, despite opposition from many religious communities. Jews, Christians, and Muslims are all awaiting their respective messianic figures, and the gate's opening raises important questions for these faiths. What does this mean for their prophecies and beliefs? Prepare to be amazed by the extraordinary discovery we're about to reveal. Let's take a step back to understand the significance of the Golden Gate and why it was originally closed. You're about to discover something truly fascinating. The Golden Gate, also known as the Eastern Gate in Jerusalem, has been sealed since 1541. Out of the 8 main gates to the Old City, 7 are open, but the Golden Gate remains shut. This gate, also called the Gate of Mercy, was closed by Sultan Suleiman, the ruler of the Ottoman Empire at the time. His decision to seal the gate was not just about fortifying the city, it carried deep symbolic meaning tied to religious beliefs and prophecies. Many people believe that closing this gate was a historic act with profound religious significance. For Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, the sealing of the gate is connected to their faith's sacred predictions. For Christians in particular, the act seemed to fulfill biblical prophecy, reinforcing the idea that events described in the Bible were unfolding in real life and hinting at future occurrences. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn will blow your mind. According to Christian teachings, a significant prophecy related to the closing of the Golden Gate is found in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 44, verses 1-3. In this passage, the prophet Ezekiel describes a gate that the Lord, the God of Israel, passed through. Ezekiel's prophecy states that this gate is to remain shut and will only be opened for the prince. Here are the words from Ezekiel 44. Then he brought me back to the outer gate of the sanctuary, which faces toward the east, but it was shut. The Lord said to me, "This gate shall be shut. It shall not be opened, and no man shall enter by it, because the Lord God of Israel has entered by it." For Christians, this prince is Jesus Christ. Understanding this connection between Jesus and the closed Eastern Gate helps highlight the importance of prophecy in Christian teachings. Christians believe that Jesus fulfills ancient prophecies and embodies the spiritual truths they convey. According to Ezekiel, the closed gate symbolizes a crucial aspect of Jesus' mission. It signifies that only through Jesus can one find the path to salvation, as stated in the Bible, particularly in John 14:6. For many Christians, the moment Jesus opens the sealed gate will be a monumental event, demonstrating the fulfillment of God's plan to save humanity and establish his eternal kingdom. The Golden Gate, accessible only from the Temple Mount, is surrounded by various theories and prophecies. Some believe that the gateposts inside correspond to an ancient structure called the Shushan Gate from the First Temple period. Jewish tradition holds that during the Second Temple period, those entering through the East Gate would walk on flat ground until reaching the end of the rampart, then ascend 12 steps to the Court of Women. In Christian traditions not found in the Bible, the Golden Gate holds special significance as the meeting place of Mary's parents, symbolizing Mary's Immaculate Conception. Some believe this gate is the Beautiful Gate mentioned in the book of Acts in the New Testament, though this is debated. It is also thought that Jesus entered Jerusalem through this gate on Palm Sunday, riding a donkey, fulfilling a Jewish prophecy about the Messiah. The Gospels support this, stating that Jesus came from the Mount of Olives, which is also where he is expected to return. The Golden Gate is unique as it provides direct access to the Temple Mount. With the gate now open again, various religions are speculating about the arrival of their respective messiahs, heralding a new era of redemption. But why are so many religions interested in this one gate? What you're about to learn will surprise you. Jerusalem is a central hub for many messianic religions practiced today, explaining the widespread interest in the Golden Gate. However, Jerusalem's old city is encircled by a large wall with 8 main gates. The Eastern Gate, also known as the Golden Gate in Christian tradition and Sha'ar HaRachamim, Gate of Mercy in Hebrew, stands out because it remains shut. Believed to be the oldest gate, it was constructed around 520 AD, either in the 6th century or perhaps later in the 7th century AD. This is the Gate of Mercy, or the Golden Gate, located in the Old City of Jerusalem. It's the sole eastern gate leading directly onto the Temple Mount, and is the nearest gate to the former site of the Jewish temple. This proximity made it a prime spot for Jews to gather and pray as close as possible to their holiest site. However, it was sealed shut by Sultan Suleiman. Externally, the gate features a sealed double archway that dates back to the 16th century, leading into 2 vaulted chambers. Positioned on the northern section of the eastern wall of the Temple Mount, the wall itself has been built in several phases, initially during the reign of Hezekiah, followed by the time of Zerubbabel, then during the Hasmonean period, and most notably in the Herodian period. It is believed that the current Golden Gate was constructed over an older gate that once existed in the eastern wall. Beneath the sealed entrance of the Golden Gate, there is an arch, likely belonging to this earlier gate. 1st century historian Josephus, in his work Antiquities of the Jews, mentions an eastern gate situated at the far northeastern corner of the inner sacred court. Additionally, the Mishnah, a venerable Jewish text, describes an ancient pathway extending eastward from the Temple Mount over the Kidron Valley to the Mount of Olives. However, Rabbi Eliezer offers a different description, suggesting it wasn't simply a pathway, but rather marble pillars topped with cedar boards used exclusively by the high priest and his assistants for specific rituals, such as the red heifer or the scapegoat rituals on Yom Kippur. These pillars, also known as the Shushan Gate, were not for public use. The exact date of construction for the current Golden Gate remains uncertain, largely because Muslim authorities do not permit excavations around the Temple Mount area. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, scholars held various theories about the gate's origins, with some suggesting it predates the advent of Islam. Today, experts like Hamilton, Sharon, Boff, Rosen, Eon Sfer and Wilkinson lean towards a construction date between the 7th and 8th centuries AD, likely during the Umayyad period. However, opinions vary, with some attributing it to the late Byzantine era and others to early Umayyad times. A few scholars even propose that the gate we see today was built around 520 AD during the Byzantine period as part of a significant initiative by Justinian I. The gate is considered Byzantine, meaning it was constructed post-313 AD. It's believed to have been erected over an older gate embedded within the wall, possibly as part of a project to enhance Jerusalem's grandeur. Another theory posits that Byzantine craftsmen hired by the Umayyad caliphs later in the 7th century built it. Dutch archaeologist Leen Ritmeyer has pointed out that the Golden Gate aligns precisely with the location on the Temple Mount, where the temple originally stood. The Golden Gate, located on the eastern wall of Jerusalem's Old City, transcends its architectural grandeur, embodying profound spiritual significance for several of the world's major religions. This gate is not merely a passage of bricks and mortar, it serves as a focal point of prophetic fulfillments and eschatological hopes within Christianity, Judaism and Islam, each weaving its own rich tapestry of beliefs and expectations around it. For Christians, the Golden Gate holds a special place in the narrative of Jesus Christ's life and his prophesied second coming. It is believed that Jesus entered Jerusalem through this gate on what is now celebrated as Palm Sunday, symbolizing his role as the Messiah. The closure of the gate is seen by many Christian theologians as fulfilling a prophecy attributed to Ezekiel, which suggests that the gate would be shut until the return of the Prince. In this context, the recent reopening might be seen as a heralding of the second advent of Christ, a momentous event awaited with great anticipation. In Jewish tradition, the Golden Gate is also imbued with messianic significance. According to Jewish texts, this gate is the place through which the Messiah will enter Jerusalem, ushering in a period of peace and divine rule. This belief is deeply intertwined with Jewish eschatology, which views the future Messiah's arrival as a time of restoration and divine justice. The reopening of the gate often stirs deep emotions and heightened expectations within the Jewish community, rekindling hopes for the Messianic age. Islam too places significant eschatological importance on the Golden Gate. In Islamic tradition, the gate is associated with the Day of Judgment. It is believed that the Prophet Muhammad will stand before this gate as he judges the world, an event deeply ingrained in Islamic eschatological teachings. For Muslims, the gate's reopening might be seen as a sign of these approaching final days, a reminder of the Prophet's future role in the divine judgment of humanity. The convergence of these religious perspectives at a single geographical site underscores the Golden Gate's unique position in interfaith relationships. It is a place where doctrines and hopes overlap, often leading to shared anticipation among the followers of these three religions, despite their doctrinal differences. The recent reopening of the gate has thus not only reopened a physical barrier, but has also reignited discussions and speculations about the end times among these communities. Moreover, the Golden Gate serves as a powerful symbol of unity and division. While it unites various faiths through common themes of messianic expectation and divine judgment, it also highlights the distinct paths these religions chart towards these eschatological fulfillments. The interplay of such beliefs at the Golden Gate offers a unique lens through which to view the complexities of interfaith dialogue and the interrelations of religious traditions with profound respect and nuanced understanding. As we consider the reopening of the Golden Gate and its implications, it is crucial to approach the subject with a sense of historical consciousness and spiritual sensitivity. The gate is more than its stones. It is a repository of hope, a symbol of prophecy, and a beacon of future aspirations for millions. As anticipation builds, it invites followers of all three religions to reflect on their beliefs and the interconnectedness of their spiritual destinies. Only time will tell if and how these prophetic visions will materialize, but the collective gaze towards the Golden Gate reminds us of the enduring power of faith in shaping human history.